Somewhere inside Spotify, an engineer types one sentence into Slack. Migrate this old code pattern across every service we own. Then they close the laptop and they go home for the night. Overnight, an AI agent quietly wakes up. It walks the codebase, edits hundreds of separate repositories, runs the tests, and opens the pull request itself. By morning, the work is simply done. And this is not some clean little demo codebase. This is 20 million lines of back-end code, touched by nearly 3,000 engineers, all living inside one enormous shared monorepo. Here is the genuinely scary part. For years, that codebase has been growing about 7 times faster than they can hire people to look after it. Humans alone were never going to keep up. The math simply does not work. So how do you safely point an AI at 20 million lines of production code and then walk away and let it run completely unsupervised? The answer is not a bigger, smarter model. The answer is a loop. A tight little cycle the agent runs over and over. Edit the code, verify that it actually works. If it failed, read the real error and try again. Edit, verify, retry until it is green. Spotify calls their agent Honk. It is built on top of Claude, and it does not run alone. It lives inside a system they have been quietly refining for years, called fleet management, and the numbers here are genuinely staggering. Through that system, Spotify has now merged more than 2.5 million automated pull requests. The vast majority of them merged with no human in the loop at all, but letting an autonomous agent loose on your production code is terrifying. So the real genius here is not the freedom they hand the agent, it is the leash. And today, we break down exactly how that leash is built. Because once you can actually see it, you can copy it. This is the real-world playbook for running AI agents at serious scale. And by the end, you will understand every single moving piece of it. Start with the foundation, because this is the part almost everyone skips. Long before agents existed, Spotify built something called fleet management. The idea is simple, but powerful. Treat every repository you own as one fleet, and change them all at once. You write one small transformation, and a system named Fleet Shift runs it across thousands of separate components, opening a fresh pull request for every single one. On its own, that system has now authored over 1.8 million contributions, and it works. Since the middle of 2024, roughly half of all pull requests at Spotify have been fully automated. Inside this machine, the bots actually outcommit the humans by about 3 to 1. But there was a real catch. The old transformations were rigid, handwritten scripts. Their tool, just for bumping Maven dependencies, eventually ballooned to over 20,000 lines of brittle code. Incredibly powerful, but genuinely painful to write and maintain. So in 2025, the team asked a dangerous question. What if you could throw away that wall of code and replace it with a single sentence of plain English and let an agent figure out the rest? That question became Honk, and they did not just grab an off-the-shelf agent. They built their own command line tool directly on top of the Claude Agent SDK, wired it in around July, and ran the whole thing on Kubernetes, right beside the infrastructure it already trusted. It is not even one agent. A planning agent talks to you in Slack or on GitHub to nail down exactly what you want. It writes a clean, precise prompt. Then it hands that prompt off to a second agent, the one that actually edits the code. And critically, that coding agent runs locked inside a sandbox, a container with tightly limited permissions and almost no access to the world around it. So if it ever goes rogue, it simply cannot reach anything that actually matters. Now, the heart of the whole thing, the loop. The agent is handed a prompt and the exact files in scope. It takes one turn editing the code. Then it hands its work straight to the build system and asks a single blunt question. Did that actually work? If the build passes and the tests are green, it is finished. If not, the error message feeds straight back in, and the agent tries again. That feedback is the entire trick. The agent is never just guessing blindly in the dark, but a loop with no exit is a runaway disaster. So they bound it, hard. 10 turns per session, maximum. 3 session retries, total. If it cannot crack the task inside that budget, it gives up cleanly, instead of thrashing around forever and burning money. So how does it check its own work? Through verifiers, exposed to the agent over the Model Context Protocol, MCP. And here is the clever bit. The agent has no idea how a verifier actually works inside. It just knows that it can call one. See a Maven project, and the Maven verifier switches on automatically. It runs the build, runs the tests, and then strips all the noise out of the logs, handing back only the part that genuinely matters. The actual error message, ready to fix. But passing the build still is not enough, so a second instance of Claude steps in as a judge. It reads the final diff against the original prompt and asks one thing: did you stay in scope? That judge vetoes roughly 1 in every 4 sessions. And every run is watched. Logs flow into Google Cloud, traces land in MLflow, and the diffs are scored by yet another model. Because they built it themselves, they can swap the underlying agent or model whenever a better one ships. So why be this paranoid? Because an agent can fail in 3 ways. It opens no pull request at all, which is just annoying. It opens one that breaks the build, which is frustrating. Or it opens one that passes every check and is quietly wronged. That last one quietly destroys trust. And here is the lesson that genuinely surprised even them. Prompting a single repository is easy. Prompting thousands of them at once is a completely different sport. It stops being about clever wording and becomes a discipline called context engineering. First rule: spell out the preconditions. Agents are eager to act on your prompt to a fault. So across thousands of repos that each look a little different, you have to explicitly tell it exactly when not to touch anything at all. Second, show, do not tell. A handful of concrete before and after code examples shapes the outcome far more than any long paragraph of instructions. And whenever you can, define the goal as a test the agent can check itself against. Third, and this one genuinely hurts, 1 change per prompt. Try to cram several jobs into a single run and you blow out the context window and get half-finished, messy work. Keep every task small, sharp, and single purpose, every single time. And then they deliberately starve the agent of tools. Just a verify tool, a tiny Git tool, and a restricted search. No sprawling code search, no documentation crawler. You condense the relevant context up front, so the agent simply cannot wander off and get lost. Which leads to a genuinely beautiful side effect. The agent naturally copies the code right around it. As their chief architect put it, when Claude has a lot of consistent code to look at, Claude does a better job. A clean house style literally makes the AI smarter. So does any of this actually pay off? A recent Java migration across their entire backend, the kind of thing that used to crawl across hundreds of teams for weeks or even months, was finished by a single engineer in roughly 3 days. Here's a bigger one. Deprecating just 2 core datasets meant fixing around 1,800 downstream data pipelines plus several thousand more affected indirectly. Honk shipped 240 pull requests and saved an estimated 10 engineering weeks of pure grind. And across roughly 50 migrations now, the pattern holds steady. 60 to 90% of the manual time simply gone. Honk now merges hundreds of these reviewed pull requests straight into production every single month. And then, late last year, something shifted. With the release of Claude Opus 4.5, the quality of the agents crossed a real line, and adoption inside Spotify went almost vertical, basically overnight. Today, more than 99% of their engineers use AI tools every week. 94% say it has genuinely made them more productive, and overall pull request frequency is up by 76%. Their chief architect, Niklas Gustafsson, summed it up bluntly at a conference this year. Coding, he said, is no longer the constraint. The real bottleneck has now moved somewhere else entirely, and none of this floats in a vacuum. It all plugs into Backstage, their internal developer portal, which folded around 100 scattered tools into one consistent place that both agents and humans can actually understand. So what is the real takeaway here? It is not the model. Spotify won this because of a decade of unglamorous infrastructure they built long before the agent ever showed up. The AI did not enable the platform. The platform is what enabled the AI. And the shape of the future is already sitting right here, not autocomplete whispering suggestions in your editor. Asynchronous agents working away in the background, opening real pull requests while you sleep, that you simply review over coffee in the morning. Now, the honest part. Because it is not magic, it still runs on Linux only, for now. Passing the test still does not guarantee the logic is correct. And where the code had no tests at all, the loop had nothing to verify against, and the humans had to step right back in. But the playbook itself is clear, and it is copyable. Build the infrastructure first. Bound the loop, Verify everything through abstract tools. Judge the output for scope. Engineer the context, not just the prompt. And always keep the agent on a short, tight leash. Because in the end, the lesson is almost poetic. The thing that finally lets an AI run free across 20 million lines of code is not how clever it is how tightly and how carefully you wrap it inside a loop. 20 million lines of code, 2.5 million automated pull requests, 10 turns per loop, 76% more code shipped. That is what disciplined, looped automation actually looks like in the real world. So if this finally made agentic engineering click for you, hit subscribe. Cloud Codes takes apart one real system exactly like this every single week. Build, solve, deploy. And I will see you in the very next one.